r/AskReddit by Redmond Dts. Bisexuals, who have dated both genders, what little differences surprised you? Their bodies almost feel like they are made of two different materials somehow. Men are firm, and women are soft. The estrogen makes your skin softer. Women, soft and squishy. Men, hard and squishy. Or maybe I just like squishy people. I'm a woman, and in my experience, men don't like to talk much about past relationships, regardless of whether or not they ended well. Meanwhile, multiple women have told me about their last breakup on the first date. As a guy, I've learned that bringing up past breakups is a one-way ticket to ghost town. If it ended well, then it's assumed you still have feelings. If it ended badly, then I must have been a bad boyfriend. Just my experience from a relatively small pool. When a problem come up in the relationship, men usually want to solve the problem right away. They will either completely ignore the problem or they will want to talk about it once, find a solution, and then never really bring them up again. Women on the other hand have been more likely to want to have a short conversation about the problem. Then think about it for a while. Then come back and talk some more. Then repeat this process until some kind of solution is found. Then they will want to come back and check in on the problem from time to time to make sure we are both still good with the solution we came up with. Naturally, there's a billion disclaimers, but these are the things I can think of based on my personal anecdotal experience. Their bodies feel almost completely different, like women are three different types of soft. Men can have soft bits, but they are not all the softs. Men fall apart easier when you're using a strap on them. Disagreements with women feel more resolved, but come up more randomly. Edit. Fall apart, a shivering sticky mess that didn't believe in a god until they saw one during their last orgasm. Getting outside the sexual side, I'd notice that in my experience at least, men would give me compliments on how I look far more than woman partners did. However, sometimes it was clear compliments were being given because they were horny and wanted to screw. When women partners did give compliments, whilst rarer they nearly always were more about liking a specific feature or outfit etc. than a I immediately want to screw signifier. Men always felt more 50-50 on that. Men let you know they like you. You can physically see them, and that is fun. Women make you wonder, which in its own way is also fun. As a taller woman, 5'10"ish, the height difference. Most men I've dated were around my height, maybe a bit taller or shorter. The first woman I dated was 5'3". It felt strange. Not weird or awkward, just different. Small dating pool, so take it with a grain of salt. As someone that likes to dress both femme and masc depending on my mood, I've noticed women are much more appreciative of both. Men tend to be very neutral about it. Honestly, not much. That's the boring answer, but having been with a lot of people, it all kinda averages out. I stopped associating certain behaviors, like submission or domination, with a specific gender, because I've seen it enough in both. Non-visible strength. My current boyfriend is skinny, but damn. Now I'm the one being pinned down. Dated both, exactly 50-50, funnily enough. The biggest difference I noticed was the women tended to react immediately, while the men sat back and watched for a while. Like, when there was a problem, the women wouldn't tell me outright, they wanted me to notice it on my own, which makes discussion complicated. How am I supposed to know what I did wrong if you only give me the silent treatment without telling me what upset you in the first place? The men I dated usually let things slide a few times and approached me directly if something really bothered them. Very clearly so, sometimes even painfully honest. But I knew what was going on. The good times I had with women were really good, but the bad times were absolutely terrible. With the men it balanced out more, it was never as intense, but also never as exhausting. Which is why in the end I went with dating mostly men. It seemed more sustainable to me in the long run. I'm a woman. I thought women were really hard to get off because it's really hard for men to get me off. Nope, most women are pretty easy to get off. And I'm not so hard to get off as men tell me. I just don't enjoy PIV. Women are better kissers. I'm a woman and have been with both men and women with a strong preference for men. I have found women to be much more communicative and eager to please. More sensual. Oftentimes, when men go down on me, for example, I get the sense that it's performative or more for them, but they aren't really tuned into my body or my reactions. If only I could find a man who took the time and energy. The first time I dated a woman, I wasn't ready for the lower libido. The men I dated were deeply grateful and would instantly fire up when I'd tackle them after a long day. The women just weren't. Also, I was used to giving nearly no effort and being able to get a man erotically excited, like I could just touch him or even languidly stretch and he'd want me. It was work to get her face up my skirt. Oh, I have a funny dumb answer for this. I had previously only lived with women, and when I moved in with my boyfriend, it was the first man I'd ever lived. He asked me one time why I always left the toilet roll on empty. Why don't I just change it? I was confused because when I looked there was still some on there, and I realized that for women it would be plenty left to take care of a pee, but absolutely useless for a number 2, which was the only reason he needed toilet paper. It made me laugh to realize, and ever since then I would just change the roll when it got too low. Bisexual woman attracted to men and women. The experiences differ as a result of socialization. Men are more likely to be direct or push things forward, while women play games or ghost you. Women are more likely to be emotionally intelligent, but overthink and become mentally ill or want you to be obsessed with them. Conversely, men are more likely to be emotionally stunted and want to date someone who will be their mother. Both genders will want you to fix them. Equal chance of being crazy. Hope this helps. I feel like a man dating both genders and a woman dating both genders are different experiences in themselves. I'm a woman. I only date masculine men and feminine women. So, there's a huge array of people I've not dated. Women are easier to date. They're open and honest with what they want. It feels like a best friend. Men either try to be or are naturally more chill, but that leaves the complication of not knowing exactly where they are or what they want. I feel like it's more fun to date a woman as a woman compared to dating a man as a woman. It's nice to have a leader though when dating a naturally masculine man. Male here. For me personally, there's not a lot different when it comes to the emotional aspect. However, I've had more men cheat than women. I usually date women who are the same size as me as with a man. They're usually a lot larger than I am. Like everyone has said, body is a lot different in comparison. On a sexual note, women seem to be more open to satisfying their partner compared to a man, from my experience. Overall, I wouldn't say there's a lot different. Everyone has their own unique quirks about them. Woman here. I had to put more work into foreplay for my ex-girlfriend. I have to kiss her neck a very certain way to make her properly wet for finger penetration. My current boyfriend wants to rail me at the slightest touch. Women have to be in the mood. Men have to be in the room. Man here. Biggest thing I noticed was being together while being alone. Men can sit in mutual silence all day and be happy and not assume anything is wrong with each other. In my experience with women, there is an expectation or desire to give constant updates on mood or emotional state, and silence is an indicator of unhappiness. I genuinely read this first as bisexuals who have dated goth benders and was like, what the F? That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.